Hello. Hey guys, just checking to see someone get my mic check. Is my mic working? Squaw! Sheesh. Let's see. Audio working great. Alrighty. Well, we have Iran in the chat. We have Divan. We have Darius. Boom, boom. I see the people loving the Eat Smashing Records 2500. Yeah. How you guys feeling about the Eat? You all buying more Eat, or you all ready to sell your Eat? Not good. Then it went down to 2300. Yeah, well let's look at the market. Just might as well one time while we already start. So going to go across to the main screen. Boom. Yeah, so let's just jump straight into it. So 2461, that's crazy. It went all the way up to 2500, broke the 2500. Iran and I was debating the parallax error, but I think let's say 7 days ago when we did the stream, it was around 2000, and we literally went up by like a whole 20%. That's huge. If you had $100, you have $120, you know, so that's big. And you see 2500 is gonna be that threshold line that is going to almost kiss and just, you know, touch and see where it goes from there. So an interesting line. Let's see, I don't know if I can get it in here. BTC, let's look at if we look at, let's say, the 180, no, let's go into CoinMarketCap. I always find this is an interesting line to check. So if we go in Ethereum and we click on BTC here, let's look at the last month or last 3 months. You would see here was the best time to trade Ethereum for Bitcoin, which is 0.0457, and over here we're about 0.39. So we are approaching that 0.4 level. What does that mean? That means that if we were to be buying Bitcoin with Ethereum, you right now, if you have 25 ETH, you could get a Bitcoin. Ooh, Nicholas Jacob in the building. Squaw! So, if you have 25 ETH, you could get 1 Bitcoin. Now, what will be truly crazy is if this gets down to 20 ETH for 1 Bitcoin. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on, this level. How much Ethereum it is to buy 1 Bitcoin. So if we look at Bitcoin price, it's interesting to note that this rally wasn't pushed by Bitcoin per se. It was mostly pushed by Ethereum. But it did go over the 63. So it did make all-time highs. Let's see what's the all-time high level. Let's consider it. All-time high 65,000. So we did say that was gonna be it. I think I did mention before the take profit I would recommend is around like 70,000. I think it would get close to 70,000 and then there'll be a pullback. So that's my thoughts. I think for like the next week it's gonna be super bullish. So that's what I believe. Yeah, parallax error again. It's like so close to being 65,000. That's crazy. I don't know. So these are great highs. You see this little dip here. I think we're still in a pretty good bull market. If we want to look at, so I did mention this on the group, but I'm gonna put it here. Look into Bitcoin. So we mentioned the pie top indicator in the group. And if you remember this indicator, oh Jesus, anytime this indicator goes off, Bitcoin tends to reach its all-time high. It's happened here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it's crazy. We're still going up, so we'll see how much this still has to go. If we look at some other Bitcoin charts, just to get an idea for everybody who is in the chat, I like to look at this to get an idea of where we are in the market. So 0.072 out of 1. So I'd like to say we pretty much approaching 3/4 way of it. And if we look at this logarithmic chart, we're still looking at over 100k as a top for Bitcoin. If we look at this chart, the PUL multiple, and if you guys remember, we have a long way to go. We have a long. Hey, Arun in the chat. Woo! Launch TT. Launch it. TT Gaming. Guys, check them out in the chat. So you would see the PUL multiple. We are close to entering the sell zone. So I'll keep a look at this, and if it does enter, I will message in the group and tell you guys. So you guys will get the first notice. As I did tell you, I do pay for these indicators, so when it goes off, I get a message in my email, you know, good or bad. Let's look at this, the 2-year MA multiplier. So it still hasn't crossed here. So like Aaron said in the chat, I think we have a long way to go. I think we have the whole of summer still. That's my view. I was talking to Devan and I told him that I believe July is going to be a big, huge run-up. Because what's going to happen in my eyes is we're going to have roll-ups, we're going to have optimistic roll-ups, we're going to have ZK roll-ups, which I'm probably going to do a video on. What's going to happen is there's going to be burning of Ethereum. So the block's going to be filled. And when the block's filled, there's going to be Ethereum being burnt. It's going to reduce the total supply of Ethereum. And therefore the Ethereum, your whole goes up. The prices of transactions go down, so more people are doing transactions on Ethereum because of things like optimistic roll-ups and ZK roll-ups. And then from there, I think the whole market is going to reach a overburdened, heated level. So that's my view. I think July, August is going to be crazy, and that's probably top. As we go forward, we'll see. Remember, this is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor, but these are my thoughts. Let's look at the so you guys knew March 14th. I did say last week, March 14th, if you're gonna buy crypto before March 14th. Yes, Hanu Crypto in the chat, we're making it happen. I said April 14th, buy before that day, and like clockwork, as March 14th came to Coinbase IPO, well not IPO, the stock, they were going to be listed on the stock market. They didn't actually do a conventional IPO. They just listed the stock, but as fine, the whole market just popped off, and then there was the Berlin update for Ethereum. No, it did not have roll-ups in the Berlin update, but there were other things that were updated in the system. So let's check Cointelegraph to see what's up. Okay. Trading apps usurps TikTok in popularity. Okay, so they're saying trading apps now becoming more popular than TikTok. So you know we started to reach a crazy level of popularity. Bitcoin caught in the crossfire as Turkish opposition leader voices support. Okay. Voices support. What is that support? Shortly after Friday morning, Descartes from Tuesday freshly that effectively banned any and all use of cryptocurrency in the country now appears caught in a partisan dust-up as Turkish opposition party leader has voiced support for digital currency. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, so things happening in Turkey. Okay, I see the chat growing, so we're gonna join into the topic just now. Okay, as DeFi tokens surge, CRV indicators a bumper crop for DeFi Summer 2.0. Massachusetts regulator seeks to revoke Robinhood's broker-dealer license. Ooh, that's no bueno. Okay. What the forks be Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic. Okay, so Ethereum bulls hedge their bets ahead of next week 250 million ETH options expiry. Ooh. So 250 million in Ether options are set to expire in April 23rd. So Ethereum paved the way for lower transaction costs in its Berlin update in April 15th. There are some small updates. It isn't holistic, but it does improve the transaction fees slightly. However, the traders already know that Ethereum proposal EIP 1559 is the most anticipated and controversial change schedule for the updated London hard fork. The EIP introduces a base fee that will be burned, blah blah blah. So even the options set to expire April 23rd. So it's completely realistic that after April 23rd or coming close to April 23rd, there'll be a dip in the price. So I guess we'll see. But like I said, July is the day we have to be looking for. So you guys ready to get into the topic of the day? I'm looking for some thumbs up, and then we'll get into it. If not, I could look into the market. Let's look at some more coins. We could look at everybody's favorite coin, Dogecoin, or look at this. If this ain't the moon, right? Is this the moon? Cause this is crazy. That is just crazy to even just see on a graph. This is the antithesis of a gradient of infinity. So I think this is what people mean by to the moon. Yeah. As Elon speak, we need to make a little bot. And anytime Elon mention anything cryptocurrency, just buy. Because this is a crazy time. This is a crazy chart. But as I tell people, I don't think Dogecoin will remain at its price, as it usually doesn't. So know when you're going to be selling. If we look at the 1-day chart, look at the 7-day chart. So it went from 6 cents all the way up to 0.37. This is just crazy in 1 month. This is crazy. Pump and dump. Yeah. I do believe it's some kind of pump and dump. And as I have told you guys before, Dogecoin doesn't have a cap. You see, max supply, no cap. So Ethereum also doesn't have a max cap, but it could just be printed to infinity, and it just doesn't seem like a good bet. It's very fun to have like good fun with and send around to your friends, but I wouldn't invest in it. Automate your PayPal for Elon crypto search words. I honestly think, like, as he tweets something, grab the tweet and you immediately just put it into buy the crypto he talking about. So we're gonna start off with topic for the day, which is stable coins. So guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to be presenting stable coins and how they work and how they interact. Specifically, I'm going to get into DAI, but this is not a very in-depth technical overview, but it's just to get an overall gist of how stable coins exist, because people are familiar with things like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but like, how could you have a crypto asset that is one-to-one with a dollar? So, what does a stable coin mean? Essentially, it means some token that is exactly redeemable for $1. So think about when you go to a casino, or you go to, let's say, a casino is a perfect place to think about it. Or if you go to a pizza place and you get a token that's worth $1. The idea is that it's redeemable. If you give them back the token, you will get $1 for it. So it represents $1 in value. And this representation of $1 in value is only so long as the people who redeems that token are still in business. If the pizza place goes out of business, you're not going to get that token change. And if the casino shop goes out of business, nobody's going to redeem that chip. So, also, it's very important to note that you see it says if the US dollar debases, it does as well. This crypto does not have any of, let's say, the value that Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of the other ADA Polkadot brings to the table, because there is no store value. The idea is that it is exactly 1-to-1 with the US dollar, and if the US dollar crashes as they are printing more and more US dollars, this will also crash. So this does not protect you. All this does is allow you to, let's say, hold value at any specific given time to a US currency and then get back into the market as fast as possible. So the three coins we'll talk about today is Tether, USD, and Die, right? There are way more coins. There's Paxos, there's GUSD, there's TUSD, which is True USD, Trust USD, sorry. There's a lots of other stable coins, but I'm specifically going to talk about these three coins. These two generally do the same thing, whereas DAI does something a little special, and I think it's interesting to encapsulate that. So, USD. It was created by Coinbase and Circle coming together to create the Center Consortium, right? And Circle is a blockchain holding company supported by Goldman Sachs, the infamous evil Wall Street Goldman Sachs. But no, they are in this space and they understand that this is the future. So here you could see that Coinbase is one of the most trusted and known exchanges and let's say places to hold your crypto and buy crypto, especially in the US. Now that it's just been listed last week, I think it has reached a whole new level of legitimacy. So the idea is you could take your money from your bank account, your cash, put it in a bank account and wire it straight to Coinbase, and you would get USDC tokens that is basically 1-to-1. So the 1-to-1 is because it is backed by Coinbase. Now, what does it mean by it's backed by Coinbase? It means that for every USD coin, it is matched by $1 US in a bank account. So if you were to remove USD from Coinbase and put it into your bank account, they need to burn those coins. It is highly, highly regulated. Coinbase is one of the few, if not the only, exchange that is FDIC insured, and that is up to a maximum of $250,000 per customer. 250,000 US per customer. That's over a mil TT. So this is a lot of insurance. You could easily move it in and out of your bank account. That's where it's great. It is a ERC20 Ethereum token, which means it is compatible with all Ethereum wallets. You could send it to your friend wallet, you could hold it, and it makes transferring easy. It is still at risk to the transaction fees currently on the Ethereum network, but we all know once ETH2 comes into play, Ethereum fees should be much lower. Now, because it's an ERC20 token, it can be easily integrated into smart contracts. So you could send somebody ERC20 tokens of a specific value. Let's say you had an NFT you wanted to sell, but instead of selling the NFT in Ethereum because the price changes, you could actually have it sold in USD coin if you wanted. And USD, which is by Circle and Coinbase, they have regular audits to ensure Coinbase has the funds. And that's a key thing. That's a lot of where the trust and the value comes from a name like Coinbase, because you know that they regularly have these audits and they could prove that they have the funds to back up every single USD coin that is currently being moved around. Now, it's important to understand that USDC is centrally controlled. Even though it's an ERC20 token, people believe, well, it's on Ethereum, so that means it's completely viable and useful for people to just use and do what they want. But no, it actually means that if you are using this, they could just freeze your account. So if I send you 3,000 USDC, I send it to your Ethereum wallet, they could freeze that USDC and it could never be moved from that account. So that's a major risk. I don't know if anybody knew that in the chat, But if you didn't know it, just write it in chat so I'll know if like this is new information to you guys. But USDC, that is a risk you're playing. While you get any value of having this trusted name like Coinbase, working on this currency that a lot of people use, you're still at risk to people freezing it because of any, let's say, sketchy, or that they believe you're doing something illegal. So it's important to know if you're using USDC, it is subject to being frozen. Okay, so now we move into, okay, so Nicholas Jacob says new to him. Iran didn't know but suspected it. Cool. Right, so Tether. Tether is the most popular sketch sauce coin. Tether, also known as USDT. You would see it here, USDT. It is the most prevalent one, and anybody who's gonna send you crypto in US is probably gonna be in USDT. They haven't, as far as I've seen, ever frozen accounts, so it's pretty free to move around. Nice. So I saw 3 people in the chat say they didn't know that about USDC. So good that I guess this is an informative session. You're gonna find out that Tether here, they don't freeze, but they are sketchy because let's say when you look at the amount of Tether in circulation, there's a rapid growth in the amount of tokens, and people weren't trusting that Tether had the one-to-one backend of it. So people couldn't trust that Tether had $1 US for every Tether token that existed. Right? Okay, so Aaron also added that. So that's about 4 people. So a lot of people aren't clear that USDC, they could freeze your accounts. So that's a risk. Even if it's in your hardware wallet, they could freeze it. That's letting you know. Now, everybody was afraid that Tether has been printing massive amount of coins, right? And you could see they eventually said that instead of having 100% in cash, they actually have 74% backed by cash, and then they have the rest in other assets. And it brought up a huge amount of controversy. This is also controversy linked where Tether was linked to Bitfinex, and there's a huge amount of controversy, which brings risk and uncertainty. Because remember that you have to assume that somebody will return your token for the US dollar. If you can't go back to the casino and give them the chip and they give you back your dollars, then the whole jig is up. That is sketchy, yes, our Aaron. So Tether, you actually can receive your dollars back, but there's huge KYC and AML to do the conversion. It is an ERC20 token, and it can be stored in Ethereum wallet. I believe it was originally on was it Omega? I can't remember. It was originally, but now it's ERC20, and I believe they're doing one on Tron, but I can't confirm that because I don't really use Tron. Mucho sketcho, yeah. There's lots of controversy, but remember, it is the highest volume stable coin. If we go to something like CoinMarketCap, and we come to here, you will see Tether, market cap. Let's look at the volume. The volume traded $230 billion worth of Tether is traded in 24 hours. 230. Let's look at the next closest one. Let's look for USD coin. USD coin not traded. Let's look for DAI, probably. DAI, 450 million. That's just to tell you how different it is in terms of value. So it's a bit crazy, I'd say. Let's get back to the slides. So the risk is the company's shady past and the refusal, or they also refuse audits from regulators, and they only did private audits. So you have to take their word that the crypto is there. Got to go. We'll rewatch later. Good info. Thanks for coming, Arun, and see you next time. Doge overtook Tether. Yeah, Doge. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So they refuse to do public audits, and it's private audits from regulators that regulators have to assume that they have the money. So there's just a lot of sketchiness here. Again, Tether is still used a lot, so a lot of people believe it has the value, so maybe it does have the value. Now we're gonna get to what I call the interesting bit, which is DAI. And DAI is created by a company called Maker. So it's actually collateralized crypto debt. It's maintained by smart contracts. It was created by the team at Maker in 2017. So that was back during the original bull run. It exists on the Ethereum blockchain as a ERC20 token. So that's where all the smart chain and the value comes from there, right? So there's something called the Maker protocol. I hope my face isn't blocking anything, but I believe we're good for now. But if it is blocking anything, just write it in the chat. So token holders are in charge of the risk management of the DAI ecosystem. So they vote on decisions on DAI issuance, example, risk parameters, target rate, global settlement decisions, and we could get into a bit of like some of those decisions people vote on. But yes, there is two things. There's the Maker token, and then there's DAI. So it's separate things. There's the Maker token, which represents the smart contract. Thanks, Levan. And then there's the actual DAI token, right? And we're gonna get into the Maker tokens, risk teams, the developers, the users. How does all this come together, right? So let's go through it. So it is a balance of economic balance and game theory. Every time the price of DAI changes from the peg being $1, an arbitrage opportunity is created. So we discussed this before, supply and demand economics 101, but we're gonna get into how this supply demand trade-off work. And I've built like an example to kind of showcase this to you. So there's something called the DAI vault, and you could essentially borrow crypto that's supposed to be one-to-one back. So the idea is, let's say you had $1,000 US worth of ETH, which is about 0.4 ETH collateral, right? You put the 0.4 ETH, which is currently worth 1,000 US, and then you are allowed to take out about 600 US worth of crypto, right? So you borrow DAI by locking up crypto assets as collateral. Over collateralized loans. So just what I mean by over collateralized is, even though this Ethereum is worth 1,000 US, you could only take out 600 DAI or 600 US. And originally it was only Ethereum, but now you could actually put BAT token from the Brave browser. I did tell you guys to check out the Brave browser and use it. It's an amazing browser. And they also want to put in things like Orga, and there's a lot of other items they want you to do in terms of putting things in a vault. So you put the collateral, and when you say collateral, think about like if you put your house for a loan. So you say, I'm willing to put my house as collateral and take a loan against the house. And if I can't pay back the loan, you could take the house. That's what we mean by collateral, right? So to get back your collateral, you just pay back the amount of money you borrowed and the fee, and you will get back your collateral. So just remember, you go put your Ethereum and you get DAI. That's it. You put Ethereum inside the vault and you get DAI out. That's it, right? Now, if the DAI is more than it should be, right? So DAI should be one US, but you go on CoinMarketCap, you go here and you look up DAI. You can see it is $1 right now. But let's say it was back in the past here, it went up to 1.04, right? You see these little spikes, right? So if you come back here, let's say it was 1.09. There's an arbitrage opportunity. That means you could put ETH collateral in the vault. So put your ETH in the vault, and then you will receive 1 DAI. You put in your Ethereum, enough to get 1 DAI, then you go on the exchange and they sell it. Say, hey, I got a DAI, I'll sell it, and you will make 0.09 cents profit. So if you do this by 100, you'll make $9 profit. So if you do that and get DAI and it go up, it wouldn't affect the transaction. I'll discuss that after. So we'll get to that. So let's assume for now that the price of Ethereum doesn't change. We do it and the price here for now stay the same. But we'll get into what happens when the prices of Ethereum changes. And it's good that you guys picking up on that, because you're starting to see the pitfalls of what happens when you take collateral. Because the price of Ethereum could go, let's say, down to $100, and then you're screwed because you borrow $600. So, let's assume that you could you make a 9 cents profit here. This is assuming you had 0 transaction fees. But you could essentially borrow, let's say, $100,000 and then go on the exchange and make this 9 cents profit per thing. Is a lot of money, right? The opposite happens as well. If DAI is trading less than it should be, so it should be $1, and it is it should be $1, and it should be $1, but it's 0.94. Again, there's an arbitrage opportunity. But instead of the people who goes take out a loan, these people already have a loan and they realize they could pay back that loan at a discount. So you already have collateral in your vault. You need 1 DAI to unlock your collateral. Remember, we said 1 DAI. Obviously, it could be 600, it could be 1,000, it could be 800 DAI. But in this example, you need 1 DAI. So you go on the exchange, you buy it at the discount of 0.94. And then you now have you get DAI for cheap. Then you go and you unlock your collateral, and basically you save not just save 6 cents, but essentially you profit 6 cents because you took out that loan and you paid it back for cheaper. So you made 6 cents. Right? Now, the DAI on the exchange, it doesn't matter if it go up or down, because there's incentives both ways if it goes up or goes down to keep it going back to 1. So if it goes up, people will start taking out loans. And if it goes down, people will start paying back their loans. So it always keeps it, people want to profit. And because you could profit, people will be incentivized to buy and sell. So what if the collateral price crashes? This is what Devan was asking in the chat. So if the let me go back into present mode. If the collateral price crashes, collateral is over collateralized. So you need more ETH than you could get its US equivalent. So example, if you wanted if you had 150 US of ETH, you can get 100 US with 150% collateralization. This essentially is a buffer, which means you could go down from 150 to 100 before you would start making a loss. Right? If the price of Ethereum is going up, you could actually unlock more DAI for the collateral threshold. But if the price is going down, which as Devan pointed out, you would have to repay that borrowed DAI or top up with more collateral as they approach your liquidation level to ensure that your loan is still viable. So you would have to put more ETH in. Now what happens if you don't? In the case that it fails and you didn't pay back your DAI and you didn't top up your collateral, it's actually automatically liquidated at a level which would reduce the risk. This is before they make a loss. So it's approaching the price, it's crashing, and they immediately liquidate it. And what happens is part of the collateral is auctioned off to cover the debt. So the important part is covered, is auctioned off. Then a penalty fee is also taken, which goes back to maker. And then the remaining collateral, if any, is sent back to you. So I hope that answered your question, Devon. Now, essentially, DAI is a debt or RUU token. So it's not actually a US dollar or a pegged US dollar. It's essentially a loan that you're trading. So every DAI token is essentially like a loan you're trading. So that was let's say a generalized overview of the important parts of stablecoins. You know, I hope you guys enjoy the content, and please, if you feel like I brought value, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and leave a comment. I'm gonna do questions now, Q&A. Hopefully you guys have some interesting questions. Devon already asked an amazing question, and he was already predicting into the future, and luckily I had a slide set up for that. So what are the questions for today? Thanks, Aaron. Great content as always, bro. Yes, I mean, it definitely, this wasn't a deep infrastructural one, but you always need a gist of the different parts and parcels of the network. And stable coins is a very integral part of the ecosystem. So why Tether and USD prices fluctuate and don't track USD perfectly? The idea with it is that at any given point, let's say there's a flash crash or coins going up to the moon, a lot of people are either trying to sell USD coins or buy USD coins. When I say USD, stable coins. So let's say when the market is blowing up, right? When the market is blowing up, people are dumping stable coins to get BTC or Ethereum because it's going up. So the Tether would dip. Whereas when the market is dumping and BTC and Ethereum is falling, the prices will crash. Let's look at let's look at Tether, since it's the biggest volume trader right now. So if we go look at Tether, because the volume traded is so much, it's not a problem. Let's see. But Tether seems to definitely keep the value pretty good. This is like the one time it went under. So because the market is very bullish, it tends to be good. But if we look all time, let's see all time, you could see there's definitely times it goes really low. Back in 2018, there's a huge dump. So this is a bear market. Look at the bear market. Look at the crash in the bear market. Okay, how technically difficult do you think it would be to start a new stablecoin? Would there ever be any point in doing that? Yet, Nicholas, there is many reasons to do that. There's let me show you Trust Coin. So, oh no. Is it Trust Coin? TUSD, T card. There's this company, Trust. They created the True USD, True GBD, True ORD, True HKD, True Euro, True Card. So they literally made a bunch of tokens because it's actually faster to send these ERC20 tokens around than actually to wire money in a bank. Which stablecoin would you recommend to trade with in the event that we need to? I actually think DAI, it's been very useful, so I would definitely use DAI. I would probably also use Tether, sadly, but it's so far nobody. I mean, it's been in the ringer for a while. Even though USD is really nice, I do fear freezing the accounts, and I know trying to go get those things unfrozen could probably be very difficult, and I'm not willing to take the risk. But I think DAI is the safest bet. Since Gemini controls GUSD, does that make it similar? I would say GUSD is similar to USDC. It's a similar kind of approach. I don't know if they could freeze it, but I know it's also not like generally circulated. Let me see if you could find it. Because essentially, look at say Gemini Dollar. So look at Gemini Dollar. you get some huge dumps and then you get some huge ups. So let's look at right now. You can see 0.99, 0.98, 0.98. So look at that. It is all over the place. Same problem, yeah. So he said, yeah. So majority of these coins use the approach where they have money in a bank, and then you have the crypto to back it up. But DAI is the first stablecoin that doesn't use that process. But BlockFi do have DAI. Sad face, yeah. BlockFi doesn't have DAI because DAI is essentially a risk factor for Coinbase. So essentially, they trust that, let's say, Tether, you could actually go after the people who started Tether. You could go after Gemini, you could go after Coinbase, but you can't go after a smart contract. And that's why BlockFi wouldn't have DAI, sadly. I don't know if that makes sense, Aaron. But I trust in DAI, the smart contract, more than most things. So, you know. And these are really good questions you guys are bringing today, and I'm super happy you guys are coming up with these good ideas. Lol, they're not ready for true decentralization yet. They're not ready. And this is why I actually believe, I think every single country is going to have like its own stable coin, and they're gonna trade that coin, and it's gonna be, the reason why I like these stable coins is because most of those are ERC20, and you could put it in your Ethereum wallet, and I super appreciate that. Iran would probably know it's so difficult to get let's say your wallet approved to take a new token or new coin, but tokens, once it's an Ethereum token, you can put any Ethereum token on an Ethereum wallet. Yes, Iran, it was 9.3 on BlockFi. It was always 9.3 on BlockFi for USDT. It is the most popular crypto. Most people have USDT. If I was purchasing crypto, it would probably be sold to me in USDT. Like, why it have a higher interest rate than GUSD? The reason is, if you have to do GUSD, that means how you get GUSD? Most likely you wire money from your bank account to Gemini, and then when you wire that money, it becomes GUSD. But most people aren't putting money into BlockFi through their bank and wiring money. Most people are moving money from their crypto wallets. And how are they moving it? You think they're going to be moving at USDC? No, they're going to be holding USDT. Well, the twins have a lot of sway in BlockFi because Gemini is essentially the parent company, I guess. It's highly associated with Gemini, and Gemini is the custodial service for BlockFi. Great questions today, guys. Like, you all popping off in the chat. We're doing decent today in time, 44 minutes. Hopefully when I chop this up, I still have to chop up the last video. So, you know, hopefully I might leave this up for a little bit too. I kind of get a little busy with work. I have end of semester coming up, so hopefully I'll try to keep consistent with these Friday videos. Thoughts on BlockFi though? I actually think BlockFi is a pretty good company. Based on the companies that invested in them, Coinbase actually has some link to BlockFi as well as Gemini. So both of them invested or linked to them, partnered with them. So I do believe BlockFi is a good service. It's highly regulated. They wanted to IPO on the stock market, which means they're pretty legit. And to me, I think that means that eventually they would be a good company to, let's say, I wouldn't mind taking like 50% or like 50,000 US and putting it in BlockFi and earning, let's say, 10%, because 50%, 10%, because 9.3, that's like 10%, right? And if you had, let's say, 100,000 US and you put it there, that's essentially 10,000 US a year. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Obviously, that's a huge amount of money, but you understand what I'm saying. Thoughts on Pax? Pax as in the coin Pax or Paxo? So what? Pax what? Paxo standard. So I don't know enough about Pax to give my opinion, but I mean I heard it's a decent stable coin, but I have no interactions. I've never been sent Paxos. I've never moved Paxos. I've never like tried to recover Paxos. So I would never give advice on Pax. Would you let them hold your BTC as of now? I've heard that they take ridiculously long to get your BTC. I out there, guys. Good video over later. Thanks, Devan. Thanks for coming in. I always appreciate the support. I wouldn't trust them with my Bitcoin. I would never say put your large holdings in BlockFi. But if you're willing to take a little bit of take a little bit of risk and put let's say weigh risk. Say okay, I'm gonna put 20% of my holdings, 30% in BlockFi, and I'm willing to take that risk for 10%. It's not bad. But they do take long, and that's just anytime you holding somebody else holding your coins, that's a risk you're taking.
Now more than ever, Ireland needs creative and driven business leaders.
It's just one of those things that is just you run into with using centralized services, and it's something that will always be there. Once they are holding it, it will never be quickly pulled out. And that's why I always recommend people to get hardware wallets. Well, we did the whole video on wallets, so I don't have to like actually tell you all about wallets. You guys could see it, and not your keys, not your coins, by Andreas Antonopoulos. Does he, what he says. But I think we had a great session today. We had lots of comments. We had lots of people in the chat. I'm so glad everybody came out and you're happy to get the information. Hopefully I can keep providing value to you guys. I really appreciate that you guys always chatting and like communicating with me, because I always need that information that let's say my audio is working or if it's something is being blocked. And you guys clearly always up to date on if something is wrong. Like Devan was clearly on to if the collateral drop through would be a problem. So continue to keep asking questions, and we're going to grow this community. We're going to grow the blockchain knowledge, and hopefully all of us can benefit from this in the long run. We're going to see how this is going to operate through the bear market, because I'm pretty sure people not going to want to see crypto content during the bear market. All the prices going to be crashing, all graphs going to be red, and they're going to say, Varun, and I don't want to come to the stream because things looking bad. But hopefully I can keep creating some content through it, and hopefully in, I would say, next 4 or 5 years, we all become pretty wealthy off this crypto market. And it's not about making money, but it's on understanding where you're putting that money in. And that's why I always do recommend things like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah, bro. Great content as always. So, I'm going to close off the stream. Thanks so much for coming, guys. Always amazing. And hopefully, by next week, we'll have another great session. So, keep subscribed and keep enjoying. Goodbye.